Jane. Jane said, "Hi, Pops. How are you? I'm doing awesome. Hope you are. For a dang old Monday." I think Mondays ought to be outlawed. Oh, me, oh, me, oh, me. Jane said, "Lord, every day is Saturday for me." I know. I heard you booked yourself a flight going somewhere. I can't wait. I don't want to wish my life away, but I'll be glad when I get to the retirement. And I can say that. Say, yep, going to spend Christmas with my sister. That is awesome, Jane. Rumpel said, "Hello, Pops. Hello, Rumpel. Hope you're doing well today." Buggy said, "Woo, it's humans." That's right. Said Jane said, "Hey, Rumpel." Rumpel said, "Jane, hello." Let me move that over just a little. My boy, Randy has some chili left over. I makes me a big old bowl of that chili. Randy used that hot chili or something. Boy, it's spicy. Woo! Good though. Let's see. Rumble says was just about to go to bed. We'll stay for a while now. All right. Thanks, Rumble. Yeah, I do appreciate that. Jane said, "It's nice, Pops. I waited an extra year to retire." Dummy me, yeah. I tell you what, call them and see if I can use the year you waited an extra and see if I can go 1 year early. Jane said, "Hey, Boggy." Mike said, "Hello, Randy, Jane, and Rumple." "Hello, Mike." Jane said, "Where are you, Rumple?" He would tell you, but he's got to have your firstborn child. Let's see. Jane said, "Hey, Mike." Boggy says, "Hello, human. Hello, human." See, Jane, India. It's 4:41 a.m. here. Lord, you ain't went to bed yet? Lotus said, "Hello, hello. What's up, Boggy?" Said Lotus. Jane says, "Oh, man, and you're still up?" Yeah, he was about to go to bed. He's going to hang out with us for a little while. Beth said, "Good evening, everyone." Hello, Beth. Two of my good friends in here. I sure do miss them. Boggy says, "Hello, human." I think Boggy's needle stuck there. Jane said, "Hi, Beth and Lotus." And Lotus said, "Hi, Jane." Somebody tell the human hello. Mike said, "Boggy and Lotus." Rumple said, "Jane, force of habit, did night shifts for about 15 years. Woo." Boggy said, "Everyone like my car?" Yeah, I thought it was cool. Lotus said, "It's Boggy and Decepticon now." Dynamite says, "Hello, everyone. Blessings, my friend. How you doing, Dynamite?" Buggy said, "Save for Olivia." Lotus said, "Hey, Long." Jane said, "I hated night shift. It's hard on the body." Yes, Jane, I can't stand night shift. It takes a Special people to work that night shift. You can have it. Daryl said, good evening, everyone. Everybody. Hello, Daryl. Jane said, Buggy, it was dark. It's hard to tell. It was chrome. Rumble said, totally agree, Jane. That's why I quit recently. Jane said, hey, Daryl, and you're right, Jane. They sent me the picture, and I was looking at it, and I told them I liked it and everything, but did not realize that was the chrome car until Livia said something about it being blinding. And then I went back and looked at it. Then I realized it was the chrome one. Daryl said, Jane. And Mike said, hi, Daryl. Daryl said, Rumple. Mike. Buggy says, what do you mean? You can tell it's chrome? I thought it was actually gray. I didn't realize it was chrome until after we were talking earlier today. I went back and then I realized it was chrome. Jane said, I volunteered for nights to train new nurse. I did it for about 3 years. Daryl said, Buggy. Rumple says, Metal Arts, hello. Daryl said, Lotus. Lotus said, what's up, Daryl? And Buggy said, yo, Mac. Rumple said, Jane, oh, that's a double bummer, night shift and stress job. Daryl says, I want to see a walk around video of it in the sun. Yeah, I do too, Daryl. That'd be awesome. Buggy said, Lotus, like my chrome thingy. Jane said, the blower on the front, it's like you're saying mine is bigger than yours. Lotus said, I said I didn't hate it. Daryl said, better do it before this weekend. Calling for snow here. Oh, man. Keep that mess. You know, they may not be pushing our lives and everything that much, but at least we got a good group of people to come in every day. I do appreciate it, y'all. Lotus said, really? Damn, I didn't realize it done got that cold. Buggy says, it is. Let's see. Daryl said, Sunday into Monday. Lord have mercy. Lotus said, I'm supposed to pour concrete Saturday. That's going to suck. Jane said, Saturday is supposed to be nice. Sunday is going to be shit. Daryl said, first snowfall. Oh, man. I hope you got that building secure. Daryl said the line cuts just below us. Lotus said, looks like it's going to miss me. Daryl said, haven't heard from insurance yet. James said, Saturday is 58 and cloudy. Pour fast, Lotus, pour fast. Can't wait till we're ready to pour some concrete. That'd be nice. See, James said, you're going to be repairing that building in the snow. I know, right? Daryl said, I'd still water it with antifreeze in it, Lotus. I always wondered about that. Is that true that you put antifreeze in it? I didn't know. I mean, I'm not being funny, but you serious? Lotus said, we probably will. Daryl says, I'm not, but someone will be. Jane said, you can put antifreeze in concrete. That's what I was saying, Jane. Question mark, that is. Let's see. It's special antifreeze. Okay. Lotus says they put something in the winter. I've poured concrete in 20 degrees before. Lord. Let's see. Boggy said it's the green kind. Good, because the orange is way more expensive. Let's see. Sawyer said, I live right down the road from you. Oh, really? You need to stop in sometime. Let's see. Jane said, yuck, no thanks. My nose doesn't go out the door at 20 degrees unless I have to. There you go. Daryl said, from who? Lotus says, I'm little China. Do you have to use the Asian red? There you go. Rome says, don't they use different grade concrete for stuff like that? Like grade 43, 53, or something like that, depending on the settlement and curing time? Beyond me. Buggy says, I don't think I want this rotary car no more. Jane said, hi, Sawyer. Dixon said, oh man, really? Come on now. Let's don't do that. Lotus said, give it to me, Buggy. That's what I said. Let me get it from you, Buggy. It ain't like I don't have 15 vehicles sitting around here now. Well, I don't know what the hashtag there for was, Dixon, but we don't, I believe you're in the wrong channel for that. Let's see, Lotus says, let's see, Buggy says, take it to the rat, just know it, take it, and the rat just know you'll never be fixed because she'll bug the hell out of you. Daryl said they have many formulas for concrete. Lotus says, I'll take the car, you keep the rat. Rumpel said, Metal Arts, yeah, thumbs up. Buggy said, it's a package deal. Do you get the chrome car with it? If you take the rotary car and the rat, does the chrome car come with it too? No returns till after 2 years. Lotus says, I'll have to change that big. Dang, Buggy said, sure. Dixon said, what? I just said what? Be small cage, Lotus. There you go. Jane said, "Lo, I have a cage." She had a squirrel cage. Lotus said, "Daryl, you want the rat?" Boggy says, "Be a damn small villain." Lotus says, "Be a good shop rat. It paints too," said Lotus. Ornery might not like that. Daryl says, "I have enough kids." Buggy says, y'all, you want a press the rat. Y'all quit picking on Olivia. Maria said, hello, Pops. Hello, Maria. How you doing? Daryl said, Ratatouille paint job. Maria said, now I sound like Olivia. I know, I noticed that. Thought somebody would have been pulling the joke on me. Jane said, he was a famous painter. Maria said, where's she? She ain't coming here yet. Boggy's making fun of her right now. She'll be showing up in just a minute. Lotus said, hey, Maria. Jane said, hi, Maria. Boggy said, nope, she done it. Pissed me off. You can tell that's love-hate right there now. Maria said, hi, Lotus, Madison, and Boggy. Did I miss Madison? Lotus, oh boy, I'm just guessing she's in a good mood today. Let's see, Boggy said, I don't know. She's driving at the moment. Maria says, Boggy, you still on my blacklist. Don't forget that. Now you are sounding like Olivia. Jane said, Liv said she was driving you crazy because she was bored. Maria said, me? Yeah, you on my blacklist. Boggy says, far from actually, Lotus. Daryl, I gave a sneak peek on Instagram tonight. Boggy said, she is bored. Lotus said, oh, she's happy. She's happy. She's pissed you off. Maria said, yeah, I'm happy. Cool. Awesome. Joe said, hey, hello, Joe. Maria said, I don't know why, but I feel happy for no reason. Hey, it's good to be feeling happy for no reason. We all should be happy. Jane said, hi, Joe Bird. Joe Hubbard. Boggy said, she knocked the apex gasket put. Excuse me, everybody. Sorry. She knocked the apex gasket put off its spot like 12 times before I told her to go away. Joe said, hey, Jane. Jane said, Maria, did you make a decision on school? Jane said, bless you. Thank you, Jane. That was evil spirits coming out. Getting them out of me. Daryl said, bless you times 3. Thank you times 3. Joe said, my last name is pronounced Bird. Oh, okay. I thought you were being like hybrid. I'm sorry. Joe Bird. Okay, I got you. Lotus says, so it did need apex seals. Joe Bird says, but it's spelled B-Y-R-D. Gotcha. Beth said, bless you. Thank you, Beth. Boggy says, and I thought I'd bring her to the shop to be nice because her mentally hasn't been the best. Daryl said, how was it going back to work today? It sucked. And today was the first day back with the new track inspector. So we got 2 track inspectors now. And that jack wagon decided to strip the truck, took everything I used to work, took it off. Now I'm out there riding around with a empty truck, but that's a whole new conversation. Daryl said, Beth. Lotus says, and you're Bridgeporting it, right? Maria said, nope, all I know is this week going to be busy like hell. I should travel to attend a wedding and at the same time go see the college. Joe Bird said, that's mean. What's mean? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was. Well, me and him don't see eye to eye, so he's doing it out of pure spite. But, there ain't nobody going to do nothing about it. So, talking about, I think he's talking about the guy stripping the truck down, so I'll have nothing to work with. Daryl said, Ruth Roth. Maria said, when are you going to finish the Skittles? Oh, it'll be a while. Those Skittles will last a long time. Jane said, Jobber, what's mean? Maria said, yeah, that's right, Randy. Randy is always mean. No, not me. Boggy says, no, the apex seals is fine. I'm just tinkering to see what's up and what I need to do to make it a slide, and Lost Lotus, never worked on a rotary before. Maria says, Kitty in the box. Pape! What's up, boss man? I thought you had to go back to work today. I was assuming on the railroad you actually rode long hauls. No, I do work for railroad, but I work 10 hours a day. I'm not on the train. I'm on the track. I make sure the track's safe for the train. So I actually have a truck that goes on the rail, and I go out and make sure. But I only work 10 hours a day, 4 days a week. So Lotus. Now Randy one that works on the train. But now we both work for local and for Winston-Salem southbound. So we're not going like that overnight on long hauls. Lotus said it's apart. Bogey said yeah, it's apart. Jane said hi. Jason Maria said how's R3 doing? Well. He's glad he did make his appointment today to start physical therapy, so that was a boost. To kind of that's in 2 weeks he'll start physical therapy, so they should let him start, walking using his legs. I hope, but we'll see. Every time he thinks he gets his hopes up, something happens. Joe Bird said, "Cool, man. Where? Denton, North Carolina. We go from Wadesboro to Winston." And from Denton to High Point, it's a 125-mile track, 2 different lines. Let's see. Boggy said the new kid is actually good at rotary, and he said nothing about bridge porting. Maria said, "Is that a box or bag next to you?" Oh, this is right here. That's what the Chinese lady brought and give to us. It's their logo. Let's see. Well, if he took what you need to do your job, then we'll have to have him do it. Well, that's pretty much what I said when I put it on my report. They kind of act like I was the one that had the problem because I didn't have stuff to work with. So I basically told them if I don't have stuff to work with, I can't do it. Somebody else can do it. Lotus said, so you need to Bridgeport it easy work with Dremlin or die grinder, then add more fuel and boost to the apex seals while they are out. Even if they look good, they get brittle. Carlos said, sup, y'all pops? Hello, Papa. Oh, that's not too bad then. Only 10 hours, yeah. I don't like the 10-hour days other than I get my Fridays off. But because you can't do nothing, like I went in at dark, got off at dark. I don't like that at all now that the time changes. But still, I got my Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. Let's see. Joe Bird said, cool. Carlos said, what's up, Lotus? Maria said, okay, let him know we miss him. Hope he's doing well. I'll tell him, Maria. Thank you. Boggy said, I figured it felt like it wanted to break. Boggy said, we have an extra parts. Thank you to the lady who sold it to us. Joe Bird said, a friend of mine is a railroad enthusiast. There's a lot of them out there. We don't even know where trains are a lot of time, but they can tell us. There's a guy that lives right beside the shop, the office there. He can tell you where all of our trains are. It's weird. Let's see. Lotus said, then he ain't good at it. Bridgeporting will let it make more RPMs. Maria said, 10 hours kind of a lot. That's the way I feel, Maria. Lotus, a flow, more air and fuel. Jane said, Carlo. Reaper said, meow. Lotus said, meow. Joe Bird said, my friend lives in Jasper, Tennessee. Jane said, hi, Reaper. Boggy said, should be a quick job, though, right? Let me show y'all this little thing while I'm kind of caught up. I thought it was cool. She gave us 2 of them. It's like a little, let's see, where is it? It's got a little indentation for the butt. It's like it's magnetized. But anyway, that's what the Chinese lady Yang she gave us two of them and some other stuff from where she's a sales rep out of, sales manager, sorry. Let's see, because we know how the rat gets. Maria said, but it's good if it 4 days a week. Yeah, like I said, it gives me 3 days, but the only problem is like if I got to go to the doctor or dentist, I got to take time off because most doctors and dentists is not open on Friday, so it kind of messes us up. I don't like that, but still. Ben said, do you drive a manual? We do have several manuals. We enjoy them. Yes, I do like it. Lotus said, the porting, yes, hour or two to get it polished real nice. Pape said, yeah, I wake up in the dark, and by the time I work overtime, I am in the dark today. Yeah, I do not like this time like this at all. Maria said, wow. Reaper said, taking Annabelle out to dinner tonight and then going shopping. Rest in peace to my wallet. Oh man, don't worry about it. There's more where that come from. Buy her what she wants. Lotus said, and you already have it apart. Maria said, he's bald like you. That's right. Well, I think he's actually got a helmet on. Let's see, Buggy said, I'm learning. Joe Bird said, so guess what I got Friday? What you got, Joe Bird? Lotus said, so porting will make it rap. Buggy says, I'm assuming you mean brap is as an exhaust, Pops. Yes, I would think. I hear them when they rev them up. Pop, 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 pop. Do it again. Jane said, pissing me off when cars go by my house. It's brap. Oh, Lord. The good thing I don't live closer, Jane. I'd come by and brat by your house. Buggy said, map rip to my wallet. Let's see. Joe Bird said, my learner's permit. Oh, okay. Cool. Jane says, hell, Reaper, you got all kinds of money. That's what I'm talking about. Go for it. Buggy says, I might enjoy this car then. Carlo said, hello, Jane. Anthony said, love that eagle flag in the background. Very patriotic. Thank you. We do like it. It was actually here when we bought the building, but he's got several flags and stuff around the building we leave up. We do like it. Thank you. Daryl said, Jane, we just spike strip for all the idiots out here. Jane says, Lowell, you'll back up into my house and leave rubber all over. I'll do it. I'll back up into that garage and leave. You'll be smoked out calling the fire department when I leave. Buggy said, don't spike trap me, Mac. Maria said, you should clean the desk. I probably should if I had time. Let's see. Reaper said, can't be as bad as the Peterbilt. That's what I'm talking about. You ought not be worried about spending a little bit of money on Annabelle. Jane says, hi, Anthony. Carlos says, what's up, Lotus? Daryl says, drive right on our road. Ha ha. Or you spike strip them, they may turn and go right through your building. Jane said, Daryl, I would love to put spike strips. Pape said, the only thing that drives me crazy here in Virginia is people's vehicles have those crazy bright lights. Yeah, I like the lights being bright, being able to see, but when they're coming towards you, that's not good, especially for the bikes, said Daryl. Yes. Anthony said, hey, look at me. Buggy said, so now Fast and Furious stunts or jumping the lead? Question mark. Lotus said, I send you something, Buggy. Rita says, you have time now? I don't. I'm reading and talking to all my good friends. I don't have time to be worried about this desk when I'm talking to all my good friends. Buggy says, I'll look at it in a second, Lotus. Max says, how is your son's recovery going? I see he's still been active around the shop, and that's great to see. Yes, he did go for his checkup Friday. I thought they were going to let him start using his legs, but they made him They put it out 3 more weeks before he can go to physical therapy, but he did make the appointment today. So 2 weeks from today, he starts his physical therapy, or at least his first session, I guess you say. And I assume that when they go there, they will let him stand up and start doing stuff. I really don't know how it's going to go, but yes, it is going good. It'll be behind us real soon, I hope. Carlos said, "What's up, Buggy?" Reaper said, "She's been wanting a new pair of shoes and a dress, so we will see." You go buy that woman a pair of shoes and a dress. $100,000 Peterbilt, and you go better get her 2 or 3 dresses. Daryl said, "And the yellow Challenger." Let's see, James, you're right, Daryl. Those bikes are flying. Buggy said, "Yo, Carlo." James said, "Hi, Max." Buggy says, "Mike can be jumped the Lee on your road?" Question mark. Raccoon said, "Hi, hello." Carlos said, "Sup, Mike?" Maria says, You can talk. You can talk, see, clean at the same time. Maybe men don't." See what you done, Maria? You talking about how much I got to see? What all I got to do? Keep all y'all going. Let's see, where am I at here? I done lost. Daryl doesn't have exhaust. Lowell. Daryl said, "Big." Caden said, "Hey, what's up? Are you having a good day?" "Yes, I am, and I hope you are." Oh, Lord. Built says, "Hi. God dang, what's your name?" Let me think about it. I'll say it in a minute, I think. Did I write it down? Zaylen. Is that right? Jay said, "Boggy, you can probably jump the hill out here." Boggy says, "You will hear the Lee, Mac, as she's pretty loud." Mike said, "What's up, Raccoon?" Maria says, "Get her 3 dresses instead. She deserves it." That's what I say. See, Maria, we agree on something. Daryl said, "It's echo on our road. It echoes on our road, and it's annoying." James said, "Hi, Raccoon." Reaper said, "I'll get you a toupee, bald man." No. Save your money, buy that dress. I just said, "Be right back." Daryl said, "We got slow-mo action." James said, "Hey, hi, Kaylin." Daryl says, "Hi." Mike says, "Hey, Caden." James says, "Hi, Bill." Caden said, "Who's Jane?" Jane's our mama figure out here. Mike said, "Great to hear. I'm glad there's some light at the end of the tunnel. Definitely had a guardian angel that day." Yes, that is 100% right. That could have very easily went either way. So yes, he had a guardian angel, definitely. Pape said, "Yeah, see, I live in the cut 1 lane road until the highway 29, and the lights blind me." Jake said, "Daryl, is that a copy of your account?" That's what I was wondering. It was all caps. Maria says, "You write people's name on a paper. You want to kill them?" No, I try to remember their name, and I had to write it out so I say it right. Now, I hope I said it right. I don't want to kill nobody. Good Lord, Maria. Maybe he's your next victim. No, Maria, if somebody's new in here, they're going to think you're serious. Reaper said, "Lowell." Caden says, "Oh, okay, I'll be right back." Maria said, "She's our godmother." That's right. Daryl said, "That is not me, Randy. There's a lowlife trying to be me." Oh, okay. I noticed it was all cap. Well, I'll tell you. Let's do this then. If that's not you, we will go to channel, see what it does. October the 3rd, 2025, with 3 subscribers. And it says, description, "I am Daryl." Huh. Let's see. I can really tell you are not from the area, Randy. Mike said, "Hello, Jane. Honored to receive another godmother today." Mike said, everyone want to be like you, Mac. That's why they're impersonating you. Maria said, that's not true. You want to kill Mike. I saw the fear in his eyes. Poor man, thank God he escaped. Maria. Let's see. James said, who is screwing with you, Daryl? They were screwing with you last night. Reaper says, and I might buy a pew pew. Daryl says, I don't know yet. Mike says, Maria, you're a hoot. Let's see. Max said, Reaper, what you thinking? Jesus said, hey guys. Jay said, hi Jordan. Daryl said, I don't play games with idiots. Carlos said, hello Jesus. Jesus said, hey, hello Jesus. Did I miss you a minute? Yeah, I did. Jesus said, hey guys, how you doing, Jesus? Let's see, Jesus said, hey, Boggy says, I'm back. Bobby says, Mike, you can play games with me, and I'm an idiot. Jesus said, rough. Well, stay positive, man. Stay positive. Now, on one phone, I got 18 watching, 18 thumbs up. The other one, I got 17 to 17. Let's see, where am I at here? Back, Buggy. Jesus said, rough. Reaper said, I might try and find a Python 357 and buy it. James said, what's up, Jordan? Jesus said, it's so hard to. I do know. I know what you mean. I have to walk around talking to myself a lot, telling myself not to let it get me down. So, but it's rough right now. I do get it. I really do. Maria says, I have a question. Oh boy. Let's see what Maria's got a question about. Go for it. Let's see. This guy that's pretending to be Daryl says, I'm not pretending to be anyone. I am who I am, and my name says it, but that picture is not you. Daryl said, notice they haven't said anything else. Yeah, they just did, right above that. But now, I got two Daryls, and I know one's blue, and the other one is, if it was my Daryl, my friend, you would be blue. So you can't be who I think you are. Max said, Reaper, fun stuff. Let's see. Wait a minute. We got let's see. What is that? Miss Sherry. Let's see. What do you think of the 1985 C10? GMC C10. I like them. They're awesome. Maria said, what was your first impression about me? Maria, you know, I don't know. You've been coming in our lives so long. I'll be honest with you. I don't remember you coming in the first time. It's just like you've been there talking to us pretty much just about the whole time I've been in the lives. I'll be honest with you. I think you're a very smart girl, a little bit on the stubborn side, but I think you're a smart individual. Zaylen said, who's to Mail Art Does Customs? The one that is all capital letters is not Daryl. We don't know who that is just yet. I was going to delete it, but I didn't want to. I was going to hide it from the channel, but might put some light into it if I don't. Daryl said, only one real one. Jesus said, it's just a bunch of stuff. I wished I could help you. If there's anything I could do, I would do it for you. August said, and Jane, the rap Lotus is talking about it, the car just sitting and idling. Zalian says, I don't know, Daryl had two accounts. He's got two, but not two of the Metal Art Customs. He's got Metal Art Customs, and he's got Mormac. But the one that's all capital letters is not Daryl, our Daryl. Mike says, the fake one got 3 subscribers. That's right. Daryl said, hey, imposter, show us who you are, scumbag. Daryl said, Reaper says, and hopefully make it my main piece. There you go. Maria said, it's been 3 months. Really, Maria, it really does seem like you've been in here a lot longer. I really thought it would be a lot longer than that. Huh, that's weird. Jane said, Jordan, there's always an answer. Be patient. Jane said, Maria, it feels longer than 3 months. It does. It really does. Maria says, you don't know, don't remember. I don't. It's like everybody in this live has been coming in, and I don't really keep up with time like that. It's just y'all all family to me now, and I don't remember our first talking and stuff. See, yeah, I feel the same. Jane Buggy says, Maria, long story short, you and Olivia are smart and ornery. Jane said, I agree, Buggy. Maria says, we're smart babies. Buggy's laughing. Maria said, dumb and dumber. Did Maria just say her and Olivia was dumb and dumber? Jane said, Maria, you keep Pops on his toes. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. Maria said, don't tell her I said that. Zaylin said, who the hell is mucking with Daryl? We ain't figured that out yet. Carlos said, hello, Mike. Maria says, I know, Jane, and I like that. Mike says, hi, Carlo. Buggy said, what's supposed to be Lotus and me, Maria? Lieutenant and me, Maria. See, Reaper says, how long have I been around? You know, it's funny you say that, Reaper, because when Maria said that, that's the first thing, because I do remember you coming in talking about the exploring the land, and you would go out and you got your land and you was exploring it. I do remember, but I don't know how long it's been. More Mike says, I do have multiple accounts, but that's not me, and it's being handled right now. So this Mormac is also Daryl, but it is the one that's all capital letters with 3 people is not. Boggy says, dumb and dumber. That could do a lot. That could talk about a lot of us, couldn't it, Boggy? Mike says, get him, Daryl. Jane said, Daryl, can you figure out who it is? Pepe said, what's for dinner? Actually, I had some chili. I had 4 weenies that Randy cooked, chili, and a piece of cheese on top of it. And I called it my hot dog chili cheese salad. Reaper said, and my old house got broken into as well. Yes, I do remember that too. That was before we found out you was a cop. Jane said, hey, Reaper, I remember when your house was broken into. Yeah, I do too. We didn't know you was a cop at that point. Boggy says, if I'm dumber, that goes for me and my whole garage. That's about the way it is here. Randy and I is dumb and dumber. We just ain't smart enough to figure out which one's dumber. Maria said, stop talking about food. Let's see, Jesus said, it's like I'm searching in the dark alone and there is no one around to help. I grew up without a dad and a horrible stepdad. Now gone divorced. Yes, I have a mom and sis and do everything for her. Well, Jesus, I want you to understand, you are part of this family right here. I don't know what we can do other than be here for you. But you are welcome at any point to talk to any of us. Mormac says, okay, everybody, I need everybody to go to my community tab and report them. Mike says, hey, fake Metal Art does hit that like button and prove it's you. Reaper said, then the horse got out and I'm not going to get on that topic. I wasn't going to either. I didn't want to didn't want to get there, but you're right. Papa said, we're old. We talk about food. Jesus says, them and take all the responsibilities, but it's like no one is there for me when I need support, but give it all to everyone else. Jesus, I just told somebody else the very same, just about that same conversation. You're there to help everybody else, but when you need help, you look around and you're alone. I get it. I do. I wish there was something I could do for you. If I was closer, I would be there for you, buddy. Maria says, can you talk about candy or Pepsi things? Or I don't care. Like, I just read what's on the comments. I mean, but I do have a Pepsi. Let's see. Buggy says, man, we're having steak and potato and mac and cheese for dinner. And Jane said, Jordan, you can reach out to school counselor. Jesus says, I'm a Christian, yes, but this is just trying and challenging times. Jesus says, they don't care. Boggy said, Jesus, I can talk to you, bud. Boggy, yes, Daryl said, which channel do we need to go to? Maria says, how can Olivia bear you, Buggy? Now I feel sorry for her. Carlos says, I'm a Christian too. Jesus, Papa said, we're old. We talk about 401k and retirement plans. Reaper says, now I have Annabelle's dog. Jesus said, what, Buggy? Buggy said, she doesn't, Maria, she's just... Maria says, no, that's not Pepsi, that's healthy water. Now you're starting to see it that way, Maria. You're exactly right. Thank you. Jane said, Jordan, can you reach out to your minister or other church members? Jesus said, not really. Boggy says, on my story, Bud. Max says, my normal channel and community, their link is there. Click and report it. Jesus said, sure. Let's see. Jesus, there's our email. Shoot us an email, and we'll figure out something. My story more about normal Jesus. Normal Maria says, no, I'm not. I'm just not wearing my glasses. Boggy says, Olivia, Dad was the first good person that came into my life, and the rat herself. Then he passed in 2010, and ever since then, I've helped raise 4 girls, 3 sisters, and a cousin. I love them all. Love yours. Love them all. Love yours. Yes. Reaper says, alrighty, y'all, I have to go I have to go. Me and Annabelle are getting ready to go to the restaurant. Y'all have a good night, and remember to keep it silly. All right, Reaper, you be good and enjoy yourself. Thank you for stopping in. Jesus said, just send us an email. We'll get you some information. We'll talk to you a little bit more when we're not on live here. Boggy said, family with the family will help you through rough times. This family definitely will. Anybody in here will be glad to talk to you, Jesus. Long said, Mike, I went to your community page and commented about the imposter. Jane says, take care, Reaper. There you go. I was going to do it, Daryl, but I was waiting to see how you wanted to handle it. Maria said, I have never texted anyone on their email. Maybe I'll text you as an experience. I don't know how it's on text. I think it has to go through email, but it doesn't bother me. That's our shop email. Let's see. Long Ranch said, hey. No, wait a minute. Yeah. Hey. Something looked different. Why did that do that? Mike, that ain't you there either, is it? No. Now somebody's doing it to you now, Mike. Boggy says, what I'm saying is even though you may be lost, family and light, hell, my light probably shines the brightest. Boggy says on this topic. This one was joined September 6, 2025 with 2 subscribers. That's why I see that. Boggy says, what I'm saying is even though you may be lost. Oh, I just read that. Let's see. I guess they're hacking me now. Boggy said, cause what life is like being alone in the dark. It says maybe it's a prank or someone kind of jokes. I don't know, but I don't like those kind of jokes. To be honest with you, that's like I said, we did have a friend that lost his whole account to some stupid junk like this, and he had several things on his. Boggy said, feel free to talk to me, brother. Someone throw my number in there, please. You can take that to text Olivia as well. See if I can figure this out, Boggy. All right, let's see. Boggy said, Maria. Maria says, oh, okay. Jesus, thank you guys. You do have. That's Boggy's number. Now, our number, shop number's on the front and everything. We can get you that too, but you'll send us an email if you've got it. We'll try to get you some stuff if we can. Maria said, okay. Pape said, this went south quick, Maria. She said, thank you guys. Do you have an email instead? Well, now, the phone number is Boggy. The email's to us. So it's whichever you want to talk to. I know Boggy's a little bit closer to your age than my old butt, but we'll all be here for you, buddy. James said, Jordan, reach out to both. They can help you figure it out. Yes. Oh, excuse me. Between Randy and myself, we'll help you all we can. James said, Pops, have you heard from he actually come in here the other day on his mama's phone and talked for a few minutes, but he said his daddy took YouTube off of his phone, so he can't come in on his personal phone. But he said he was doing good, and he was in the dang it, where the marching band is for the. I can't think of the thing now, right now, but like military marching stuff for the at school. So he seemed to be doing pretty good. See, Mike says, "What general area are you guys located?" I'm in Denton, North Carolina. That's where the shop is. James said, "I was here for that. It's been a bit." Yes, actually, he knows how to reach you. So, that's what matters. That's right, and he does. Like this morning, there was a good morning text on the shop phone, but see, I wasn't here this morning, so I got to it this afternoon. But he does text us every once in a while. But like I said, he can't come into live. Matthew said hi. Hello, Matthew. Jane said hi, Matthew. Carlos said yes, I was here too. It was quite distressing for me, Jane. It was. It kind of got to me because it. I might have overreacted, but I don't know. I just I was scared something stupid was going to happen. Max said, nice. I'm just a stone throw away in Knoxville, Tennessee. Cool. I think Boggy and them's from Tennessee. Is that right, Boggy? See, Zaylen said, what the hell's going on with Daryl? We just trying to, he's trying to figure out who's hacking his account. Jane says, no, you didn't overreact. Well, thank you, Jane. Better safe than the alternative. That's right. Like I said, I did do the right thing though, because by calling and getting somebody there. Now, whether it was legit or not, he somebody at least went and talked to him. I know that. Boggy says, GTG, dinner time, got to go, dinner time. All right, Boggy, be safe. Zealand said, seriously, yes. And looks like whoever it is also trying to mess with Long Wrench, too. I don't like people doing that. Now, that's kind of mucked up. Brenda says, well, I don't think it's hacking. It's probably impersonation. It happens to me once when someone took my name and my photo. I just ignored it. Zealand said, that's mucked up. Yes. Lotus said, I'm back. Carlo said, see ya, Boggy. Jane said, Carlo, we were all a little distressed and worried, but it had a good outcome. It did, yes. Zaylen said, sorry for the language. Jesus said, send an email. All right. Jesus said, does Boggy perhaps have an email instead? I do not. I do know that he's got one because we emailed him, but I'm going to be honest with you, it'd be hard for me to pull it up. I'm not that good with all this technology. Pape said, anyway, back to the good vibes. That's right. Carlos said, yes, you are right, Jane. See, but seriously, who is messing with Daryl? We have no idea yet. All right, let's see. Right down there. Chris Carlo, Maria said, see, Carlos said, "What's up, Lotus?" Morback said, "It's been scammed now. It's been scanned now. Built." Lotus, I missed something. Someone is messing with Daryl. Yeah, a fake account, and also Long Wrench. James said, "Daryl, I went out and reported it too." Zayden said, "First his shot gets hit, then people want to pretend to be him." Yeah. Mormac said, "Thank you," said Daryl. Longren said, "Matthew, was you able to watch my live yet?" Zayden said, "Yes, Lotus Long. They are messing with you too." Let's see. Get back at it. Let's see, Matthew. You should love you. Bill Long messing with you. Long says it looks that way. This is like serious mucked up. Mike says it appears their account was made on September 6th. I believe what it said. Yeah, that's what I saw too when I went and looked at it. Daryl said, "Mike, click on their name, click report, and then come back in here and block them from the channel." Let's see. Let me get it right here to it. Where is it? Oh well, it's got away from me too. Then see, long as block them from my. Let's see, block them from my channel from this channel. It don't bother me. If you want to block them from yours, you can. You can block them from this one too. I don't care if it's not you guys. You can block them. Jane said, "Zealand, we try not to use foul language, please." Olivia said, "Hi, hi, pop-pops." Hello, Olivia. Zealand said, "Sorry." Lotus said, "Hello, Olivia." Jane said, "Hey, Liv." Poppy said, "It's probably younger kids that live off their parents." Maria said, "Cool. This is my first email ever." Awesome. Zealand said, "Daryl, where can I report them at?" Maria said, "It's so silly." Mike said, "I did go to that channel and report it." Olivia said, "Hey, oh." Carlos said, "Hello, Olivia Bell." Olivia says, Micro, how are you today?" Daryl said, "If you go to my channel in the community tab, there is a post there with their link. You can click on that and report it." See, Carlos says, "I'm doing good. Thanks, Olivia. How are you doing?" Zena says, "On your Metal Art Customs account." Olivia says, "Olivia!" Maria said Olivia. I said that backwards. Zena said, "Daryl?" Yeah, on Daryl's community page. Let's see. Eat says, "One time I watched my uncle." Don't be around him. Eat. James said, Liv, Maria, what's missing you? Maria, Liv, Maria was missing you. That's right. Maria says, Olivia, nobody said you're dumb. Only stupid people on the internet tried to get attention. I thought somebody said dumb and dumber. What? I must have I'm sure I misread it. Zealand said, okay, on Metal Art Customs then, okay. Daryl said, yes, on this channel. See if I can, let's see. Oh, that's a little bit too much for me, Daryl. I'll have to get Randy to do it. They're asking for stuff I have no idea what it is. See, yes, on this channel, impression right. Carlos said, there's always some serial pest doing silly things. Yes, Maria, yes, there's a problem with your glasses. You could change them. That might be what it is. I probably just need to clean them. I can't find them now. Let me see if I can find them to clean them. Maybe I've just, seen the wrong thing. Damn, I look fuzzy right there. Woo. I can't see. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what it was. They were just dirty. I'm sure I misread it wrong a minute ago. Maria laughing. I'm glad I cleaned them though. I was able to see my water, my healthy water. Daryl said I keep trying to get a flight today. Turned out to be a trying to get today. It turned out to be a speck on my glasses. I've done it. I really have. I thought when I read it twice you meant fly, but I've done the same thing. Somebody was on there talking about gnats, and we've had those kamikaze gnats that they just fly right into your eye. See, me dumb and exactly, Olivia. I couldn't believe it. I'm glad. That's the reason I'm glad I cleaned my glasses because. Oh wait a minute, I missed Maria's. You cleaned them using your shirt just like I do. Oh really? Yeah, I even got a paper towel right here, but I still use my shirt. Daryl said, Ghostly. I'm gonna have to get Randy on here. I want all y'all to go on and like his personal account. We got to get him enough people where he can go live with me. Let's see. Go see. I knocked the Apex gasket out again, Lol. Maria said, yes, Olivia, stupid people on the internet, their parents might forget to raise them good. That's right. Daryl said, baby whites smear them. Yes, they do. Now, I got some wipes down here that I'll use to clean them. It does real good, but if I don't go back and wipe them with a paper towel, it streaks them. Olivia said, Mac, Pape said, oh, that was me. Nats drove me insane last week, even at work. Yeah, I couldn't remember who it was, but once we got around here, you go swatting at them, and next thing you know, they'd run right straight into your eye. They didn't mind either. Let's see, Zaylen said, Daryl, I reported them. I tried, but after about the fourth step, I said I'll let Randy do it. Levy said, who called me stupid, by the way? Nobody called you stupid. Nobody called you stupid. I didn't even misread that. Nobody called you stupid. Daryl said, thank you. Just like Randy and myself, we call each other Dumb and Dumber. We just can't figure out who's dumb or who's dumber. Zaylen said, how many times can you report someone? Maria said, yes, I do have their own napkin, but I always lose them. Yeah. Maria says, where are your glasses case? Now, well, these don't have glasses case. They stay here on the desk. There's my glasses case that I wear at work. Because when I work, it gets all bent up. So it stays in my side pocket. Livy says, if Donna did it, she got the right. She part of the friend group. Yeah. Olivia said, Maria did it. Oh, I didn't see that. My glass was dirty. Daryl said, I'm not sure. Miss Olivia, you're dumb and I'm dumber. Just don't be mad. Ain't nobody gonna be mad. They know you just playing. I do remember when Olivia started coming in here, she said she was afraid to come in here because people always made fun of her and bullied her. And I told her she wouldn't get bullied in here. She led into this group right here and started bullying everybody because she knew she wasn't going to get bullied. Olivia said, that's fine, Lowell, and Mrazy is dumbest. Mrazy is dumbest. Lowell. Now, I couldn't tell you how long it's been, though. I couldn't tell you how long Olivia's been coming in there talking to us. Maria said nobody is bullying anyone, only Randy because he deserves to be bullied. Nobody deserves it. That's not fair. You shouldn't bully anybody. We should all just agree to get along. Can't we all just get along? Maria said, nope. That's not fair. That's not fair at all. See, Lotus said, I'm just over here being quiet. I know she's being quiet. They said, actually, Boggy started bullying me. The Lotus jumped in, and then I got dirt on Lotus, and everyone got some. Not my fault. Blame Lotus. I'm not blaming Lotus. Let's see. Nope, just being quiet. Levi said, Lotus did it. Maria says, you're wearing orange shirt, have weird obsession with cars wearing glasses, and you thought nobody is going to bully you. They shouldn't. Maria said, I will. But you're mean, Maria. You're mean. Lotus said, it's okay. Blame me. If it makes you feel better, you're still short. Levi said, Lotus, I knocked the apex of the gasket out again. Maria says, how dare you? Maria says, you're now on my blacklist. Oh, hell. Carlos said, Lotus, I think I'm going to put RC on hold for a while until I get my mental and physical health sorted. Pape said, yeah, at my house I finally got off the nets, and my wife said, finally, we used to wake up swatting them away. My sink drains were full of them. There was something that I can't remember what it was. There's something you could pour in there, and it does something to them. I think it was vinegar and baking soda, I believe, and it makes it foam up. I did that on mine. It cleaned a lot of the drains out doing that. Lotus said, I guess you don't want to run good again. I guess you don't want it to run good again. Liv said, I'm proud of being short. At least I can reach the floor without back problems. Mike said, it's all your fault, Lotus. Lotus said, it's okay, Carlo. RC will be there always. Maria says, I'm not. I'm the victim here. Oh, my gosh. Maria says, and I'm not short. Let's see. Carlos said, thank you, Lotus. Lotus said, you're short too, Long. Olivia says, I do, but bullying this new kid, the internet, and can you paid him a short butter up his own ass? Good law. You got away with words, Olivia. Lotus said, you can send me all your RCS if you want. I'll take good care of them. Pape said vinegar and warm water. Okay. I was going to say, I seemed like I poured baking soda down it to help foam. I wasn't, I think that's what I did. Mike's laughing. Jane said, I use vinegar and baking soda. Doesn't that foam up? Because it seems like that's what you do on the volcano project at school. Put a little red dye in it so it looks like the volcano's erupting. Carlos said, ha ha, lol, Lotus. Yeah, sure. Daryl said, 1 hour and 7 minutes long tonight. Olivia said, I do have a way with words. I'm an artist. Pops, that's right. Maria said, it's not my problem that most people in America are too tall. I swear they put something in your food that gets you that tall. Yes, I'm sure they do. Because they don't grow them like they did back when I was in school. That they grow them a lot different now. Jane said, yep, it foams. That's what I thought. Max said, what is your favorite holiday? Probably 4th of July. Maria said, give me the secret. What secret? Leader said, I want my car to go brap, 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 so I can go by Jane's house and park in her car and park in her driveway and just sit there and say, brap, 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 brap. Max said, this is true. I was always a picky eater as a kid and ended up being skinny and tall. Max says, it's the water. Let's see. Pape said, yeah, I have a septic tank, but if they come back, I'll try that. I did too. We got one, dude. I also got a pump in it. Let's see. Maria says, because the medium height here is 175. Okay, what does that come into feet? You're talking to us over here in America. What does 175 cm turn into on feet and inches? Olivia said, huh? When did I say that? Oh, I just added to it. I just added to it, messing with Jane. Jane said, don't come here, it'll piss me off, Lo. Olivia said, Hose does idling piss people off. Jane said, it's the brap sound. Olivia said, y'all like y'all signal cams. Jane's talking about that she don't like it going by. I think that's before you come in here. She don't like them by her car, by her house. And they were talking about coming by there with motorcycles and loud pipes and stuff. I just added to your comment a little bit. But now, when y'all started talking about the brap, I thought you meant holding it wide open. It was doing that popping noise. Wow, now somebody's messing with the other channel, Daryl. Somebody's really on you. Maria says, have you ever ride a motorcycle before? Yeah, we got 2 of them. Livy said, no, Pops, here, I'll show you. Oh, I know what you mean now, but I thought when you was talking about when they hold it wide open and fire's jumping out, Boggy was saying, I believe it was Boggy was talking about when it was idling. Popeye said, I'm hoping everyone on this is over 21. Maria says 2. Yeah, we got 2 motorcycles. Maria, I do not have a shortage of vehicles. I bet we probably got, between Randy and myself, we probably got 30. I'm trying, Olivia. Said, notice. Maria says, you mean motorcycles? Pape. Jane said, did someone delete the other More Mac channel? I think, yeah, Long Wrench did. Yeah, that's what it was, Olivia. Oh, I ain't turned it down. Uh-oh, I've done messed up. Let's see. Where am I at here? You mean motorcycles? Papa James said, did someone? Yes. Maria says, I don't want to shock you, but here even kids can ride motorcycles. Oh, really? Olivia said, that is what we're talking about. Yeah, I understood it now, but you know how when they hold it wide open and the fire shoots out? That's what I thought y'all was talking about at first. But I like to hear that sound like that. See, Maria says like 13 or 14. That'd be cool. We can ride them, just not legally on the road. Let's see, Lotus says, now stop messing with the apex seals. They are brittle. Mormac said, what day was the second Mormac? I think it said October was when it was made. Jane said, dang, I want to go look at it. It sucks not being blue, Pops. Jane said, what the hell? Olivia says, I'm careful. I'm just removing it from the spot. Maria says, what the hell is that voice? That was Maria's car. I mean, Maria, that was Olivia's car idling. Jane said, look at that shitty grin. Olivia said, that's my version of y'all's signal cam. Yeah. Papa said, no, I'm asking because I don't want to talk to people under 21. Maria says, I'm 18, and I think Olivia's 22, I believe. But now, let's see, I believe I think Jesus is 19. We got several people right around the 20-year-old mark. Let's see, Lotus said two-step. Mike said, Mike, can I go back and look at it now for some? Olivia said, that's backfire, Pops. Yeah, well, I'm not that dumb, Olivia. I know that. Mike said, reason. Lotus said, two-step makes fire and bang. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Olivia said, and two-step. Now somebody's doing it to Grease Spot Garage. Well, Mike said, they got both my channels. Yes, and now they got it on Grease Spot. 6.2. Big says NDP Projects. Whoop. Mike says now Adams. Yep. Maria said, Olivia Carr. What's the color of it? Red. This is not Adam. See, Lotus said, because it's even spelled wrong, jackass. Lotus said, is that Adam? No, that's not Adam. Livy said, I'm 23. That's right, you just had a birthday. My bad, I'm sorry. I forgot to add it. No, it's not. Look at the words, that's not. We're not stupid, jackass. Lotus said, what up, Adam? That's not Adam, Lotus. Read, Lotus, read. Well, Mike said, that's not Adam, y'all. That's what I'm saying. Especially Lotus, you know. Jane said, dang it, Pops, make me blue for a minute. Lever said, it's bright red, Maria, but I'm sanding that off. Maria said, red is cool. Maria said, that's my favorite. Lotus said, Adam, what's your last name? Lotus, read his username. Or so tell me what my text just said, Adam. Lotus said, Adam wouldn't care to say. Olivia said, I want to go pink, but I don't know yet. I already have a red car. Lotus said, block this fake ass fool. Maria said, what the F is those with those hackers? I don't know. I've got my idea who it is, but I really do not know. And somebody's playing a game that's in here right now that knows everybody. Let's see. Levy said, hey, Adam, what is your name of your car then? There it is. There's Adam. This is not Adam. That's Adam because it's blue. I know who that is. Jesus said, I'm not really sure what to say, Randy. It's okay. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out something. Let's see. Let's see. There you go, Maria. That's Olivia's car. That's their General Lee. Let's see now. We're just messing with him. Maria said, I hope not. Just see, reported Adam, and I just, it was not loaded. Said, I did, Pops. Damn. Adam said, thanks. Carlos said, hello, Grease Spot. Grease Spot, I hate it when the real guy shows up on the Niagara. There you go. Mike said, Adam, we know the real from the invitation. That's I know I do because you're blue. Let's see. Mormon said, they don't care. Adam, mine argued with me. Lotus said, this is probably the regular trolls. Jesus said, well, mirror like sand. Jesus said, more like sin. Adam said, I guess I'm special people want to be me. That's right. We knew it wasn't you because they had both their legs. That was fucked up. I mean, mucked up. Sorry. Matthew said, it's just crazy. Matthew says, I don't know. Adam Levy says, there you go, Maria. They're all my cars. Olivia said, Adam said, yep, I was on the phone with my buddy at SEMA and started getting all kinds of messages about this. Maria said, wow, that's the perfect car ever. Matthew said, yep, one was from me. Mike says, R3, you've had a good laugh. Quit being mean to us. No, I don't think it's. I think it's somebody else that's not been in here in the last few minutes. I think. I don't know. Let's see. Maria said, what if it was someone who isn't blue? Oh, I think it is someone that isn't blue because this just started happening. Matthew said, I can't believe people are doing this. Maria says, fish brain. I thought it was memory, but I don't remember. Libby said, and this one as well. James said, okay, Adam, I went to this channel and reported him. Libby said, Maria, what if I turned it blue? Maria said, what's your language? James said, Pops, can you undo the blue? Pops, can you undo the blue if you want? Yes, I can. Maria said, don't. Livia said, okay. Adam said, I guarantee it's someone on this channel or used to be on this channel. I have a sneaky suspicion on who. It just happened and it's never happened before. One person had just come in the last two lives that I've never seen before. And I'm wondering if it has something to do with that person because the way they acted when it happened. Libby said, I meant my RX-7, by the way, not the red Eclipse. Mormac said, Adam Tyler already scanned it. Olivia said, you haven't seen my RX-7 yet, forgot to add it to the showcase. Maria said, fish brain and fish memory, whatever. Olivia said, I just did. Adam said, hello, Maria, how are you today? Daryl says, love having a brilliant daughter at home. Adam said, thanks, Daryl. Maria said, I'm fine, thanks for asking. Jane said, Adam, it was on Daryl's channel last night. That's what I'm getting at. There's the new one, Maria. That's the one they just bought. That's doing the brapping. Let's see. Channel. Let's see. Maria said, "Where's your hat? It's down there." Uh, let's see. Arlon's said 356 cubic engine. I don't know what's in it. One of them have to. Olivia said, "Pop show Brap Brap." I did. Maria said, "Cowboy." Uh, Hugh said, "Hello, Randy and Olivia." Hello, Hugh. Lotus said, "Hey, Maria, what color is that shirt?" Oh, Lord, don't start that. Daryl says, "Hugh." Hugh says, "Maria." Olivia says, "Hey, Hugh." Hugh says, "Lotus." Mike says, "Hugh." Jane says, "I want a red car, but I don't want it to brap." Hugh said, "Hello, Daryl." Maria said, "It's green, the one that Randy wearing." It is not green. Adam said, "Yeah, I've been busy the past few days. I bet it's some young person." Uh, what up, Hugh? Daryl said, "Working on recovering mission stuff off the ECU." Maria said, "Hi, Hugh." Adam said, "GV, is that really you?" Hello. Lotus said, "It's green, not orange." Hugh said, "Hello, Adam." Libby said, "What color should I make Brap Brap?" I don't know. Jane said, "Hi, Hugh." Hugh said, "Adam, I finally was to read the ECU last night." Mike said, "I think the color is actually called safety yellow, but I may be wrong." No, you're right. That's what it is. But this particular shirt, now, y'all got to realize, this particular shirt is 15 years old. I got this shirt when I first started the railroad. Let's see, Maria said, "It's green. Stop messaging me." Yeah, it's not. You said, "Hello, Jane." Olivia said, "Jane, it's going to brap if you want it to work right. You can ask Lotus." Adam said, "All right, GV." Maria said, "Green." Maria needs to put her glasses on. Lotus said, "Olivia, tell Buggy you want Hands RX-7, the orange and black one." G-Body said, "NDB." Hello, G-Body. Olivia said, "No." Adam said, "Guys, I'm going to have some awesome footage from SEMA this year." Good, I can't wait to see it. You said the car bus wires were backwards. The pins are different in 2010 and up. Jesus said, I'm going to go, Randy. I hope you have a great night. Take care. I hope you hear from you soon, Randy. And thank you again. Jesus, I appreciate you coming in. Keep your head up and everything will be okay, buddy. G-Buddy said Lotus and Grease. And Hugh said Jordan. Lotus said, "What's up, Spanky?" Adam said, "Hopefully even better footage next year." Maria said, 15, what DF? It's 3 years younger than me. Vic said, "Vic family, whoop whoop." You said, "Nice, Adam." G-Body said, "Vic." Adam said, "Good to know, G-Body. Good to know, GV. Sorry." Hugh said, "Hello, 6'2". Levy says, "I don't want the orange and black one." G-Body said, "Ghost." Vic said, "Grease spot." G-Body said, "Long Wrench Garage." Shane said, "Hi, G-Body." G-Body said, "Vic." Jesus said, "Hey, Grandpa, by the way." G-Body said, "Jane." Jane said, "Take care, Jordan." 6.2 says, "Jane." Maria said, "It's green. That's it. That's done." Jesus said, "Thank you, Jane." And Maria, you're wrong. I know that's one thing a female does not like to hear, but you are wrong. WRONG. Olivia said, "That aren't red, purple, orange, black, and green." But I will give you a little bit about it. It does look different looking at it here than it does in the picture. Maria says, "Yep, I'm wrong and I admit it." Dang, Maria, I really didn't think you would admit it. Mike said, "Hey, Vic." Maria said, I'm wrong. I have a problem with my eyes. Please accept my apology. I do, Maria. Big said, long. Carlos said, Big. Hugh said, hey, hello, Mike. Libby said, I had to showcase for my entire Subaru. It's my favorite. Hugh said, hello, Carlo. Maria says, you're proving my point. James said, it looks green, Pops, but I know. Let's see. Let me go back. I'm laughing at her. It looks green, Pops, but I know what color it is. But in the live, it looks. That's what I just said. Looking at it here, looking down, it's yellow. But looking in the picture, it does look green. I will give her the what it looks like. But now my orange is still orange. I don't care what she says. But this is still yellow. She just looks at it like it's green. Papa said, your channel is being good tonight. Sorry I had to feed my kids and bake my lunch for work. Oh, that's fine. I appreciate you coming back and checking in. G-Body said, big boys. Big said, big boys. G-Body said, big boys. Olivia said, but you didn't share it, old man. What did I not share? Carlos said, hello, Hugh. Hugh said, hello, Papi. Maria said, okay, let me search about that color. Don't end the live. You got 9 minutes. It's called Safety Yellow. Jane said, hi, Big. Daryl said, I don't think so, Jane. Sorry, my phone is busy uploading. Lotus said, Maria, you got 11 minutes. Daryl said, the scan is getting clearer. Ha ha. Jane said, Lord, everyone leave. I know, right? Boy, she'd be mad. What scan, Daryl? Olivia said, my Subaru showcase, it was all done up and pretty. Big says, I'm out, everyone. Stay safe and have a good one. See you, Big. Thanks for stopping in. I'm going to see. Mormac says, the imposter. Let's see. Olivia said, be right back. My DS model is calling me. Maria says, it's way different than Safety Yellow. I'm not wrong. Listen to me. This shirt came from CSX, and at CSX, we have to wear Safety Yellow. So this is Safety Yellow. I know it's hard for you to admit, but you're wrong. Mike said, James, why so blue? I'll fix that. Let's see. Lotus, good night. All dinner is calling. See you, Lotus. Thanks for stopping in. James said, Lowell, I need to go hunting and report Mike, Lowell. James said, take care. Lotus, Mike said, sounds like a plan. Jane, Maria says, nope, the people you work with are wrong. Tell them Maria said it's not. And I just ordered 4 more. So as soon as they come in, it'll really be bright yellow. Now this one's old. This one's still, it don't wash up very good because it's so old. Maria said, just finished it already. No, me. Jane says, you can leave me blue. It's nice to go hunting with someone to click, but I understand if you prefer, I'm not blue, Pops. I just don't want, Jane, I don't want to be mean or anything. I want everybody to enjoy the channel, and I do know that some things offend everybody, and I'd like to let some of the stuff ride out a little bit more before we just delete them now. Like Daryl deleted one tonight, and it was very inappropriate. I'm glad he hit it. But some things, I just feel like we kind of react a little bit too fast. Some of these people I can talk to and turn around, and some I cannot. But I'll let it ride for a while. But you better not act up. I'm just playing, Jane. But no, I don't mind. Like I said, I really would like to have everybody blue the way it was, where they can do exactly what we were trying to do today. I like it like that. I just, I don't know. It is what it is. Mike said, "I'm just messing with you, Jane." Mike, is that really you? Daryl says, "I've been letting it a lot slide, but certain things I can't." That's what I'm saying. And what you did tonight, I'm fine with 100%. But I don't understand this one. This one. See, Jane said, it's just convenient. Let's see. Well, on my other channel, that is, Jane said, some of them, if you ignore them, they'll go away. Let's see. That's right. And some of them actually stay in here and talk a little bit. They just want to try to see exactly how far they can push it. What do you mean by that? What did I say? Fish memory, remember. What did it say? Let's see. Max said, and some become good members too. That's right. That's exactly right, Daryl. Jane said, I've had some do stupid stuff, and you talk to them, they stay. Exactly. Sometimes I like just to see the surroundings of everything, what it looks like. The trees, I guess, road, sand, whatever. I just curious what it looks like in other places. Pape says, y'all have a good night, and my job will be climb ladder and go in a scissor lift. I have to wear bright yellow. Oshkosh would shout. Osha would shut us down definitely over 50 feet. Yes, that's what I'm saying. We have to wear, according to our rules and CSX rules, we have to wear safety yellow. So that's what this is. But I will give it to her. When I look into the camera, it does look a green tint to it. Jane said, take care, Jason. Livia said, I'm back. And Maria said, oh, why? Maria said, I don't have much pics. Mike said, oh no, Olivia is back. Everyone be quiet. Shh. Let's see. They said, what y'all shit you want to talk? Mike said, just messing with you, Olivia. Olivia said, I figured. Mike said, plus, you taught me a new word I never heard before. Jane said, Pops, you got 1 minute. What word, Mike? Yeah, I know. I see that, Jane. Papa said, yeah. Pape said, yeah, I enjoyed heights on lifts and climbing ladders. Keeping me in shape. The harnesses are a pain, but I don't care. Okay. All right, everybody. It is, let's see, Long said Olivia started with an S, ends with an I. All right, everybody. I appreciate it. It is 8 o'clock. Everybody jump over to Metal Art Customs premiere and watch it. I do appreciate everybody coming in, everybody, all the likes and the good conversations. Y'all have a good day, good night. Remember, keep it silly. Thank you.